Now that we're in the Nether, that gas station is my buddy Jacob's. He's known for doing kooky things. I think it's over here. This is the Nether portal I showed off earlier, and here's our funny little fellas. So I believe, I believe if we go one of these directions, this way, my buddy Jacob, since he owns the gas station, he needs to get his gas somehow. So he set up a little oil refinery over here. He set up a little refinery, and he set up a. Here, I guess I can show it off. A little, yeah. Now I'm gonna get out of here because it's real scary in this part. We're heading back to my little island. Yeah, so it's a mushroom island. So the mushroom island makes it so no baddies can spawn. So I'm free to just let my villagers run as free as they like. So I got a little village right there, they can run away and they'll just come back to their bed. Same thing over here. I think I tried to get some villagers on this boat right here. I think there was a problem with it though. As you can see, I mean, those are all stocked up, you know. A general trading vessel. Now this one's very similar to the one over there, except for a few changes. Uh, I have another world where this is a lot better and a lot cooler, I'd say. But all this terrain is all custom done. Obviously, it used to be a mushroom island, so I had to rip everything off, and took me a long while. You know, I really like it though. You know, I don't really have many buildings around here. It was more of a proof of concept kind of world. I got plenty of skeleton horses though. So here's what it looks like. Here's my little maintenance chamber. I got things I don't really need in here, just why not? So as you can see, I got a little setup here. 2 ships. Plenty of little islands right here. This is the big old world right here. So there's my mob grinder that you saw in the distance. And there's the gas station. Spawn's over here. I was doing something with that, but I was doing something with that, but I never got around to finishing it. You know, you stick around in a world long enough, you'll just learn, you know. Get bored even if you have things to do. As you can see here, I revamped it and tried to make it look all nice and pretty. Uh, Now this is where I really start to begin, you know, modifying my terrain more. I had a hobbit house like this in one of my buddy's worlds, and it was a lot better in there, believe me. Just because the terrain and all this, you know, it's just empty. I never got around to finishing this, you know. If you have hollow terrain, you can really just start building crazy stuff underneath it. Um, I never really did anything over here, but this is where I did start fooling around with moss. I started messing around with mossy terrain, and it just came out when I did this. So I was trying to test it out, see what I could do, see what would look cool. I did try to do it on the Mushroom Island, but the natural grass color on the Mushroom Island is the brightest green in the game. So that moss is not necessarily the best color. So I just stuck with regular old plain grass on here. I could have gone all moss if I wanted to, but it would have just, I think, looked a little tacky. Also, the nice bright green colors here really contrast when I start using leaves that are biome dependent. So I go from having mainly spruce leaves and birch leaves that are monotonal uh, regardless of biome, to where I start putting in like oak. So the oak leaves are right. You get this really bright color. So the really bright colors lead into this magical mushroom infected area. Um, I got plenty of fungi looking stuff over here. I use a lot of these dead coral fans. I had a little farm like right here set up. I would just get all of those as I could. So the mushroom cows, they'll spawn on these blocks right here. So that adds to the ambience as well, because this was like the original bit. So feathering from sand to this, to the blue, and then up here I go from the blue back to the gray, now to the red. So it's really just trying to change things up. And obviously here I have a big old Strider statue for our fella in the nether. Me and my buddy Jacob got a hoot out of that. Yeah, it was a real fun. It was a real fun build. Uh, this was all done 100% survival. The design aspects, though, like these custom trees and whatnot, I planned them out in a test copy of this world. Um, I mean, because most of them are, these are pretty identical. I just had like a template I drew up, and I would just do it like layer by layer, like a 3D printer. I'd start off with the base, and I'd rotate it, and well, like these trees right here, I could probably do like the back of my hand right now. Um, those were probably the simplest ones, and you could start to like free ball it and mess around. Like around here with these mushrooms, same thing. I just test it in creative, and then just copy it down layer by layer, um, slowly building it up. Switching from these different colored ones, like these little brown ones, believe it or not, are probably the most tricky to have come up with. These larger ones are fine enough. And I really like this one too. I had a lot of inspiration from various sources. Like, obviously I'll see something that I like and I'll try to make my own custom version of it. Or I'll see something that's not really that great, or something I really like that's not in Minecraft at all, and I'll try and make it. But yeah, I like to have variations of things. Like I have a red and blue one, I have a orange and purple one. Same basic structure, but I'll just like modify things based on either one. And I like to incorporate these custom light sources too. Plenty of glass, plenty of cool things here. It's definitely a cool world to have people explore. I wish I could have done like maybe another building here. In one of the other worlds, I have a big star fort that's really really complicated, and that probably would have been a great location to have like something like right here, big old star fort. But each world has its own benefits and cool things like that. Like this one, I do a lot cooler ship later on. Like this was my default. I just took something and made it really cool, and for the time, I think it was the best of my ability at the time. But it was a very cool thing. Anyway, I think that's it for this world.